How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number 115 of Trail Tales. My name is Kyle O'Grady. I am a thru hiker. I am a peak bagger. I am a huge hiking nerd. And every single week on this podcast, I chat with other thru hikers, other peak baggers, other huge hiking nerds about their experiences on the trail. I am very privileged to welcome Jacob Younger back on the podcast, his third episode. He is the Riggin' It gear dude. He's the dude that I met on the NPT this past fall. And he's back for round 3. Jacob and I have become pretty good friends, and that's why I keep having him back on. I always have fun talking to him, and he does like cool shit like pretty constantly. And that's kind of what we talk about in this episode. We talk about trail days quite a bit because he went down to trail days in Damascus, which I've never gone to, and I'd really like to. So, I'm pretty sure I was supposed to give like a heads up in this introduction. I vaguely remember saying something like, maybe, Rose, you can cut this out, but if this isn't true. But I feel like in the episode I said that you should drink every single time that I say I wish I had gone to trail days or that I want to go to trail days. So there's your drinking challenge for this episode. It was fun. We also talk about some other stuff. We talk about his 4x4x48 challenge, which we talked about in our previous episode. You'll have to tune in to hear what that means and all that stuff. And of course, we talk about his gear company, Riggin' It, a little bit too. It was just a good time. I'm grateful for Jacob coming on all these episodes. And I'm grateful for everybody listening as well. We're going to get into it in just a second. I'm going to one-take this introduction here. Real quick, Patreon. Patreon.com/KyleHatesHiking. That is the place to go if you really enjoy this show, if you listen to a lot of episodes. If you're just a casual listener, tune in every now and then. You know what? Fine. Like I'm not gonna harp on it too much for you. But if you're an avid listener of Trail Tales, somebody who watches a lot of my YouTube videos, if you really appreciate this stuff and you want to help contribute to it and help continue me to make it. That didn't sound right, but we're one taking it. You know what I mean. Patreon.com/KyleHatesHiking. It's just a couple bucks a month, and it is the best way, the number one way to help support this content. Let's get into it. Episode number 115, the Trail Days episode-ish with Jacob Younger. Okay, here we go. Jacob Younger is back for his third episode, right?
Oh yeah.
Third episode. You're giving, not quite yet, but you're somewhat giving Baker a run for his money. Maybe. He's probably got like 10 episodes on you still, but
still got some work to do.
Yeah, you're getting there slowly but surely. I need to have him back on for another one too. But anyways, Jacob, thank you for coming back on, kind of last minute as well. I appreciate that. Sounds like you've been up to some cool stuff lately, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Been busy.
Trail days. Should we just jump right into... or give your introduction just in case for folks who forget. But I feel like if you listen in order, you definitely know who he is by now because he's been on pretty recently. But all right, I promise you this will be the last time I make you do this in one of your episodes. Brief introduction.
Yeah, so I'm Jacob, trail name Buckeye. I hiked the Appalachian Trail in 2019. My claim to fame, I guess, is that I make my own gear. And Riggin' It gear. I started a small business after the trail. So I've been working on that, doing a lot of hiking, skiing, trail running, all that stuff. But yeah, and I met, which you should listen to the first episode to hear the cool story of how me and Kyle met, because it's kind of awesome on the Northfield Placid Trail. So yeah, that's me.
That's right. All right, yeah, trail days. Let's jump into trail days. I did not attend trail days. I've never attended trail days. Not for lack of desire, certainly, because it's just such a pain for me to get down there because there's like no like major airport nearby Damascus, right?
Not really, yeah.
So okay, how did you get there from Pennsylvania?
I just drove. I drove down. It was 7-hour drive for me, so that's kind of a haul. And then you're like, I don't know, another 6 or 7 hours north of me, I think.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna look it up. I'm just curious.
We were trying to we went down to like kind of help promote the Riggin' It, and we were trying to figure out a way for my business partner who's out in Colorado, David, to fly in with us, and it was like there's some like rinky-dink airports that were like really expensive flights in, or like extra like 4 hours to Richmond. So then that would have made my day crazy, and then the prices went up, and so he didn't end up coming, which it's kind of a bummer because it's a great time.
I'm looking. It looks like maybe like Knoxville or like Greensboro, North Carolina is like the closest places that might have like an actual air, but you're still looking at like hours away. I feel like even from there, I guess Damascus really is kind of in the middle of nowhere. Maybe like Johnson City, Tennessee. Do they have an airport?
Yeah, if they have an airport, Johnson City might be the move, but I don't know.
I'm sure
according to Wagon Wheel,
knows.
I think trucks only drive through there. But
yeah, true. Because Damascus is in like it's in Virginia, so you think, oh, like it can't be that far, but it's literally like the furthest part of Virginia from like where I live, and where pretty much anyone lives that's east of Damascus, I guess. So, that kind of made sense. But anyways, I wish I could go to Trail Days. I will go at some point. I think it'd be wicked fun. But for now, I'm going to live vicariously through your experience, and so is everybody else listening that didn't go. How many days did you go for? It's like a long weekend kind of thing, festival, right?
The festival is like Friday, Saturday, and then like Sunday morning. They have some music and stuff still, and the vendor tents are mostly set up. I went down Wednesday night because the camping area opens up Thursday at like 9 a.m. So I wanted to get there and make sure I could get a good camp spot, because I was having some friends come down and meet me to help out with giving out stickers and all that. So I got down there as like I left work at like 5 on Wednesday, and then I just kind of drove like overnight, but I took a couple like naps at rest stops and stuff and kind of rigged it down there.
Very on brand of you.
Oh yeah,
to say that.
in the middle of a like national gas crisis. That was stressful.
I was actually thinking about that. I was like, because didn't Virginia get hit pretty hard by that too?
Yeah. Especially like southern, like where we were going was like the part that was bad in Virginia. It was like it's like North Carolina, Georgia, everything, and then kind of coming up into Virginia were affected. I was able, because I was the first one heading down, and like my friends and my dad and my sister were coming down too. So I stopped and got gas like every 100 miles to like make sure there was gas. And I also hauled like 8 gallon. Like I went to Walmart and got like the little red containers, I filled up in Pennsylvania. I was like, my car smelled. I had to roll with the windows down the whole time because my car just reeked of gas.
That's some dedicated shit right there.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Because I was like, I'm not getting stuck. Well, I honestly didn't care. I was like, my work would be a little pissed at me if I got stuck down there, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. But I wanted to make sure that anybody that I was asking to come help me would be able to get back for their commitments.
Yeah.
But
let's see. So you were down there promoting. You guys didn't have a booth, did you?
No, I slacked on that. I kind of wasn't thinking about Trail Days, and then like maybe a month ago, I was like, I wonder when Trail Days is this year, because I wanted to go just in general. Yeah. And so I looked it up, and it was launched. It was the first day that our Kickstarter was launching. I was like, oh, that's a perfect opportunity to go spread the word. So I emailed the guy or whatever on the website, and they said they were full up, but I was on the waiting list. And then I was kind of thinking maybe with the gas shortage, there would be a spot that would open up. So I brought stuff down, like a banner and stuff, in case we did, and a card table, in case we did have the chance to set up a booth, but that didn't work out. So we were just kind of cruising around, harassing people. It was great.
So what did that look like then? You said you're handing out stickers and shit?
Yeah. So like, there's like a main drag of the vendor area. It's like, I don't know. So when you come on the Appalachian Trail, when you walk through that arch that everyone takes a picture at, and then you go down and then you take a right into town. Mm-hmm. So that section in there is all filled with gear tent, like vendor tents, and there's some music down in the park along that drag. So we were just kind of walking around that during the day and like trying to, strike up conversations with people like, hey, do you want a free sticker? Have you heard of Rigging It? Blah, blah, blah. Talking to the other, like I got the chance to talk to the founders of Light AF Gear Co., National Packs, Deliberate Life Designs. They make cool like sandals. Vargo is there.
Nice.
Let me think. Dutch Wear Hammocks was there. UGQ was there. So I was talking to all the founders of those companies and telling them my story and getting tips and stuff. And I guess networking is what you call that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did a mix of like trying to like organically talk to people and then be like, oh, by the way, we're down here for this. And then at certain points we're like, whatever, we're just gonna give people stickers and like force the issue a little bit. So
how was the response?
It was great, dude. People loved it. I think everybody we asked if they wanted a sticker, everybody likes stickers, so they took it.
Yeah.
I haven't checked the numbers yet, but we definitely got a decent bump on the Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Our Instagram page, and just like I was talking to the guy at Dutch Wear about maybe making some custom hardware, collaborating on some stuff because they do. They make like the components and stuff for like the clips and buckles and all that. So I had some ideas I was running by him that we're going to talk more about to maybe do, because it'd be great to work with them because they're a Pennsylvania company.
Oh, okay, nice.
And yeah, so it was awesome just to like. It was really cool to meet other cottage gear industry owners.
That sounds so much fun, dude. I want to go just like walk around a fucking place with a bunch of booths and backpacking, hiking nerds. That'd be so much fun, honestly. I bet you I'd meet a lot of like cool people. I'm sure there'd be some Trail Tales listeners there too.
Oh yeah. I met Legend or Jeff Garmeyer.
Oh, nice.
He's like definitely one of my heroes. I read his blog about his calendar year Triple Crown, and he started the Appalachian Trail in the winter like I did. And like I read his blog like so many times at work while I was getting ready for my thru hike. So I was like fanboy and gushing over him.
Nice.
But he was super cool. We were talking for a while, and then my other friends who I've given his book to, they came down the next day, and so we went and talked to him again and got a picture with him and stuff, and I actually gave him one of my fanny packs.
Was he just like chilling?
Yeah, he was with OnX Backcountry. It's like a new GPS kind of thing.
Okay.
Kind of like it's like a better All Trails, I think is how they kind of described it. So it seemed cool. I have a business card that I can get a free month of it, so I'll have to dig that out of my car somewhere and give it a shot. They're working with a bunch of different, I think they're a new company, but I know like they sponsor like Backpacker Radio, and I don't know if you know Taps and Trail.
Yeah.
She was there. She was in front of their booth, and Light AF too. So I met her. That was cool. She was awesome. She was sharing pictures of us and stuff on her Instagram. So, and I've been following her for a little bit. I think I started following her last year whenever she started the Appalachian Trail, and then she got off because of COVID.
Yeah.
So it was cool talking to her about that and like how her hike was going, because she just got back on, and I don't know how far north she was. She told me, but I forget. But it was cool to talk to her about how her thru hike was going and stuff. It was just awesome to talk to all the thru hikers that I met, and like I was so jealous, dude. I saw a group of them. Yeah. I smelled them and I was like, oh man, like I would expect to be grossed out, but like, dang,
that's the most trail day shit I've ever heard. Like, I smelled them and I just knew.
I was like, oh, and I got like, it wasn't even like a good, like it was like a real jealousy, like a bitterness. I was like, why can't I be doing this right now? Like, I got over that, but
not like that's so funny when you describe that. Not like like sick, like I'm happy like a legitimate like, oh fucking A, like that should be me.
Exactly.
That's funny. Dude, is your microphone like moving or like
I might be shaking the table.
Yeah, I can like hear it shaking a little bit in the background.
Sorry.
No, you're good. We're going for complete perfection in this episode, clearly.
Oh, dude. Well, I'm a one-take wonder, man. No editing now.
Well, okay, all right, Rose, you heard it here. You can leave that in then. Now everybody can hear how I call people out when they have like literally the slightest audio issues. I don't usually do that. I'm just gonna do it to Jacob because he's got the podcasting setup, and by your third time on Trail Tales, like
I gotta
perfection.
have it dialed in.
That's what I'm saying. No, it's all good. Dude, I'm jealous. I want to go to I want to go to Trail Tales. I almost said I want to go to Trail Days. I'm gonna go one of these times. I just can't get the work off for that. You know, like I need to save my time off for like actual hiking, because I would feel like kind of a dick if I because basically the way I see my PTO, if you will, at work is those are like my hiking days for the most part, and I would feel like a dick if I cut into my hiking days in order to like go like party with a bunch of hikers, I guess, or go do. I mean, I guess I could hike while I'm down there a little bit, but I don't know. I just like I couldn't justify it this year, but I will definitely go at some point. Were there like YouTubers, like any YouTubers there? Because I feel like I've seen pictures in the past, maybe with like Homemade Wanderlust and some other people that like kind of show up.
Yeah, everybody was saying, because I wanted to meet her for sure, and people were saying that she was there, but I couldn't find her.
Isn't she in Florida still? I don't know.
She might be. I'm not sure.
She doesn't reply to me or anybody, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, she's big, man. She's big.
She's too big for my bullshit. Yeah, she's too nice for my bullshit, honestly. I think that's what it is.
But I got interviewed by, oh man, I feel bad. I was drinking a little bit, so I got interviewed by this one guy, and I forget his name, and I feel bad, but he said he was going to message me or email me when it got posted, so I'll have to.
Oh, nice.
We'll get that on the next one, but I'm trying to think if there's any other YouTubers that I recognized. I feel like I've been out of the YouTube game.
It's all good. It's just, it's some nerdy shit. Let's see. I really want to go. I don't want to like get like a fucking like I don't need like a booth or any of that bullshit because nobody cares. But I just want to go and like. Ooh, I don't know if I should say this actually. I don't want anybody to steal my idea. I'll just say I have some ideas for like interviews. Like I would go and like interview people. I'm sure like everybody interviews people, but like I have some funny ideas for like questions and stuff. And like I think I would like set up like a little booth with like a big question on like a piece of whiteboard or something, like some sort of like funny question. I don't know. I'm sure it'd be a funny video though. So I really want to go and do that, but maybe next year.
You should. If Rigging It Gear gets a booth, you're definitely welcome to share our space if you want.
Dude, I know, like, can we fuck with people? Can we like
absolutely?
Dude, can we? How funny would that be? All right, what would be like some? If anybody listening thinks of some ideas here, send me a message on Instagram. We could like pretend. Well, I mean, obviously, like we'll pretend it's like completely legit, but like I'm almost thinking like Impractical Jokers style, or just like a prank, just like I don't know, fuck with people somehow. Like there's got to be a way.
Yeah, and that's good too, because like if you're messing with people, it's a way to like draw attention to to like whatever you're doing, and like I think and people like with the vibe down there, like people would love that. Like it's just such like a friendly like it's a party. Like it was awesome.
Oh, I'm sure, and it'd be easy to like it'd be easy to get some cameras because like there's probably already I'm assuming like a lot of cameras and phones and stuff out anyways. Like I feel like it'd be relatively easy to film, put some microphones on the table, dude. Oh man, it's on.
We
just gotta learn how to act and not fucking start laughing the second I make a joke. That would be hard. So did you like I always hear about the tent city. Did you stay in like the tents? Is that what this campsite you were talking about is?
Yeah, well, so there's like Tent City, which is like I think it's like a practice baseball field, and it's just literally a grass field with a bunch of tents in it. And then there's like a woods area too, like adjacent to that. And then in the woods area, there's like all these like crazy camp setups that people come like I think it's like groups of people that just come down every year. Like Belleville is one of them. And it's like just like crazy lights and giant tents and like
that's dope.
Fires and stuff. So like there's these little like setups like people like so you can walk around and like go hang out with different camping groups, and they have like a it's all like back in the woods. It's crazy, and it goes on like it's way bigger than like I expected it to be. And there's like a in the woods area there's like a big fire. There's like fires everywhere, but there's like a big fire that I think Miss Janet, the trail angel, her crew came down with these like big old plastic drums. They're like I don't even know. I don't think they're actual drums. I think they're like for storing material or something, but they like just the plastic like things you see on the highway.
Yeah.
But there was these guys just beating on them and like playing this drum beat like 14 hours a day. It was wild. And people were like dancing around the fire and like it was great. It was such an interesting time.
This sounds so much fun. Fuck, I really want to. Ah, damn it. Stupid. I wish it was just a little bit closer. Because if I could have gotten there in a weekend, I would have. But it's like a 14-hour drive. I think I just saw there. They should do
one. They should do like
should do one in the Whites.
Trail Days.
Should do it in the Whites, like somewhere up in like North Conway or some shit. I guess North Conway's not like on the AT, but like somewhere up there, like I don't know.
I think they should.
Like Gorham.
It's very southern, and I guess that they do it to like. It's down there because it like and it's timed out so people can hike to it. But if you did like a later season one up in New Hampshire or Vermont, like I don't even know where you do it, but like up in New England somewhere, I think that'd be awesome. Maybe we should start that.
Dude, I was just gonna say maybe we should start it. I don't think it would have gone down this year because COVID, but.
We'll wait till the country's healthy.
Oh, dude. All right, where should we do it then? Fuck, I'm looking at Google Maps. We got to figure this out. All right.
Word. You're the local, so I defer to your
maybe Hanover, because Hanover is kind of like a town that people hike right through.
Yeah, that's in...
just like over the New Hampshire border. I feel like the town of Hanover or the town of any town would not be down for this, but come on.
There's gotta be... Oh, is that where
That's where Dartmouth is, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
Honestly, I feel like Maine would probably be...
Yeah, Maine.
See, but the thing with Hanover's right off the highway. Like, it's pretty close to 91. Like, it'd be tough. I feel like not as many people would go if it was up in, like, Millinocket, you know?
Yeah, true.
But
yeah, because Damascus is, like, 10 minutes from 81. So, like, I got on 81, I got on one highway, basically, and drove 7 hours, and then got off the exit, and... 10 minutes later I was there, so it is kind of, I mean, it's out there, but it is close to the interstate, so.
Yeah, I feel like Hanover's the place.
Reach out to the officials there, and
I'm sure they would love it. Maybe we can get Dartmouth to sponsor it. Maybe we can have it right on that fucking Dartmouth green. I'm sure all those Ivy League fucking people would be so stoked about that.
They would. Oh my gosh, yeah, they would love it.
That's so good. Shit. Well, so like after the day's over and all the vendors have taken down their tents or whatever the fuck they do, is it just like a giant party basically?
Yeah, we like around sundown, the vendors would kind of pack up, and I think the music played till about sundown, like in the park area in the town, and then we just went back to the campfire, and everybody's it's like a music festival kind of vibe. And like me, both nights I was up till like 4 a.m, like Jesus. Giving out stickers, like trying to hustle, and like there was people, like it was like I chose to go to bed and at that time, but like I could have kept talking to people and giving out stickers. Like it was like the fires were rolling, like it was it's definitely there's like, and like I said, with all the different like camp areas, like different, like the different camps would have like, they would like stagger their times, but they would all be like giving away food and stuff to the hikers, and like,
oh nice,
it was cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go one of these days.
Yeah, you gotta.
I keep saying that. That's the drink every time for this episode. Drink every time. I guess it's kind of late now because we're about to move on, but if you listen to this episode again, everybody, drink every time I say I wish I could have gone.
We'll just put it in the pre-show thing you did.
Oh, true. Maybe I should do it in the introduction. We'll see if I actually remember. I probably won't, because I'm not going to record it until like tomorrow, most likely. Word. But we'll see. Drink it. Just or retroactively. Is that a thing? Retroactively. That sounds smart. Retroactively drink, everybody. I probably said it at least 5 times. All right, dude. Let's talk about the 4x4x48 challenge. So those of you who listened to our last episode, which hopefully is most of you, the 4x4x48 challenge, I believe it was our last one, that you mentioned that you were going to be attempting this, right?
Yeah. And
since that last episode, you did, and you completed it. You didn't just attempt it. I'm gonna give you credit. You completed it, yeah?
Did the damn thing.
Why don't you just explain what it is again for everybody who might not remember or who listened to that or missed that episode?
Yeah, so the 4x4x48 challenge is created by David Goggins, like the Navy SEAL crazy runner guy. It's where you hike or run, like you have to travel 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. So basically, we started at 8 p.m. on Friday, and then you have to do your 4 miles, and then you can chill, and then at 12 you have to start again and do your 4 hours. And I think before, I'm not even sure what the official rules are, but like as a group, the buddies I did it with, we decided that you had to start the run on the 4 hours, just to make it harder. I don't know, because I was like, dude, we could get clever with it. Like we could run it real quick at the first one, then sleep for 6 hours, and then run it real quick at the end. Yeah. And they were like, nah, don't be. That's not allowed. So yeah, I was definitely like when I went into doing it, I was like, oh, this isn't even gonna be bad, and it was definitely harder than I thought it would be.
Really? Okay. How long into it did you start to realize it was going to be like a real challenge?
I think it was the 4 o'clock wake up on the first 4 a.m.
Okay, sorry, you might have just said this. What time did you start it at again?
So we started at 8 p.m. on Friday. So the 8 p.m.
Interesting move to go evening start. Well, okay, I know I just asked you a question. I'm going to cut you off and ask another one. What was the thought behind that start time?
That was basically just so that we could get done.
Just get it done in time. Okay.
By Sunday at 8, so that we could get back to our real lives, I guess.
What kind of fucking weirdo does this shit and then goes back to work like the next day? That's so awesome.
Well, honestly, it was like, I'm an idiot because that was like a week or two before we like launched our Kickstarter. So I had lots of work to do, all this stuff. And I'm working full time and stuff. So like I was so tired the next week just catching up on sleep. And I was like, why didn't I think that this would be a bad idea to do before like the busiest 2 weeks of my year? So I just don't think those things through. I just send it. And
that's what it's all about.
My phone's going on.
You're good.
But yeah, I just I don't know. It was definitely like, I don't know. The friends that I was doing with are very like, they're all wrestlers, and just like they love like the challenge. Like we were talking about this a little on the last episode. They definitely are into like the challenging yourself and like pushing it like in the outdoors versus like, oh, let's enjoy this waterfall.
Yeah.
So they're on that end of the spectrum with that stuff. So yeah, they get me going, and then I sign up for things that I regret later.
You regret it now? Oh, come on, you don't regret it.
Well, I don't regret it. I regretted it a week, like the weeks leading up, like the week after, I definitely was like, this is so stupid. And then to add on to it, we got done on Sunday, and then my buddy Cole, who he has his own podcast, he was like, yeah, man, you should come on to the podcast. We can talk about the 4x4 and rigging it and stuff. I was like, yeah, cool. And he was like, do you want to drive up here and be on it? And he's like a 2-hour drive away. So
shit. The
Tuesday after that, I'm driving up to middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, to do his episode, and I didn't get back to 1:30 at night, and I just added on to my misery. But I don't know, it was definitely fun. It was definitely worth it.
Yeah. Let me go back to my original question there then. So yeah, how soon into it did you realize oh shit, this is gonna be harder than I thought?
It was so we started at 8. I ran the first 4 miles, not that fast, but I did run it, and then we just hung out and stayed up till the next one because I don't go to bed super early, and right after exercising I wasn't tired, so we just hung out. And then but after the 12 o'clock one that I hiked uphill and ran downhill on it. There's with the loop we were doing, there's 150 foot climb up the road and then back down. So I would hike that, and then I'd run the other half of the loop back down to the bottom. Mm-hmm. And then I went to sleep, and it was raining. So I just went in my car. I didn't feel like dealing with my tarp or anything. So I fell asleep in my car, and then I felt like I closed my eyes, and then all of a sudden, like, my buddy was like, "Younger, let's go!" Like, 'cause I slept through my alarm, and then I just got jerked into it, and then it got hard, and like, that was like the hardest one of that night, and then just the overnight thing where you're like falling asleep and then waking back up, falling asleep, waking back up. That got to me a lot, because like I felt like every time I felt like it was the shortest sleep of my life. It was like I closed my eyes and then I was back to like.
I know that must be so frustrating. Fucking A.
So,
I genuinely don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do that. Like, I need my sleep. And like, yeah, it was, oh fuck, dude, I don't know.
It rattled me, and like my buddy Cole, who did it with me, he was saying like, yeah, man, that definitely like. I was not like right for the rest of that week. Like I was my sleep system was all messed up.
Yeah, but, fuck, I bet.
Yeah. Physically, it wasn't that hard. I mean, after the first couple, I just hiked them all. And I mean, like, trying to, like, quick hiking, but, like, I just walked them all. So, like, physically, there was no, like, point where I was like, oh, man, this is going to be hard to, like, do the 4 miles.
Yeah.
Physically.
It's more like a mental challenge or mental torture, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely mental torture.
Which sounds right up David Goggins' alley from the few videos I've seen of him.
I'm all into that.
What were you doing for like food, I guess?
I know
it's not like you're backpacking, so it's not like that fancy. Yeah,
I was slacking on getting ready for it because I was trying to sew up my friends' like fanny packs and get all the gear so we could take rigging it pictures. So I was like, I spent my whole week doing that stuff. So I really didn't prepare for the food or anything, so I just like had some snacks left over, and I like got dinner on the way up, and then so in the morning after our 8 o'clock run, we like went to Walmart, and I just got like I forget, like I got a bunch of like sugar cookies and boneless barbecue wings, and that's pretty much what I ate.
I remember seeing this on the Instagram now.
Yeah. I was just laying in the dirt eating boneless barbecue wings all weekend. I gained like I was like, wonder how much weight I'm gonna lose on this. And I weighed myself before and after, and like I ate a lot of Domino's pizza after it was done, but like I gained like 7 pounds. I was like, what is wrong with me? I think maybe my body was just like hanging on to water or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, I was like, how did I do an endurance challenge and like gain 7 pounds? It was like kind of weird. And like I wrestled, so I'm always like a nut about how much I weigh. I love keeping track of. Not that I try to lose weight. I just like knowing where I'm at.
Yeah, I feel that. That's kind of funny. So. Damn, dude. So like after, so that you said like between the first two, you like didn't sleep because you're just like fresh and it was late or whatever. But did you sleep between like all the ones after that, basically?
Usually during the day, like after the 8 o'clock and after the 12 o'clock, or no, after the 8 o'clock and after the 4 o'clock, I wouldn't sleep. But between the,
what'd you do?
Like,
just
after
like,
the 12 when I would sleep, just hang out and like talk. Yeah, literally just eat, and like my friends had more energy than me, so they kept talking and like being active, and I would be like laying on the dirt like around our fire or whatever, like trying to sleep, and then they'd always like say stuff to me, and I'd be like, oh, come on, dude.
Where were you guys camping again? I think we talked about this in the last one.
Yeah. So my dad has like a hunting property up near like in the Poconos kind of, and in Pennsylvania. So we were it's just land, like there's nothing on it, but there's like a stream, so we were like filtering water out of there. But yeah, we were just hanging out in the woods. I had my hammock and stuff that I was chilling in. Actually, I don't even know if I think I brought my hammock. I don't even know if I set it up. I always end up sleeping on the ground because I don't really care. Ooh. But yeah, it was interesting.
I just heard something pop out there.
Yes, that's not good.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Did I see on Instagram? I feel like maybe I saw this, or maybe I got confused with something else. But were you on like part of the AT for it?
Yeah. So the way at my dad's property, there's like a gravel driveway that like it comes up and then it kind of goes to his property, then it goes back to the little street. So that actually made a perfect 1 mile loop. So we would do that during the night ones. We would just do 4 laps of that, and then it's like a 10-minute drive to the Lehigh Gap section of the AT. So during the day we would we did both sides of that. Like we just found like a 4-mile loop. Like actually, I think we just went out 2 miles on the trail and came back on both sides. And then we also did like there's Beltsville Lake is a lake around there that has trails. So we did a couple runs down there too. So we try to like mix it up during the day.
See, that's nice. I feel like that would help make things slightly better, at least just to have like some variety of the terrain instead of doing literally the same fucking 4 miles every single time.
Gravel. Well, it was the same 1 mile 4 times each time.
Oh fuck yeah, you're right. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So it got a lot, like, and like I know like that section of the trail in Pennsylvania is like definitely one of my favorites because I day hiked a lot there. But like the Lehigh Gap climb is just like it's legendary. It's such a good time. Is that the one with? I
think I remember that one. Is that the one right after like Palmerton or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, that shit was pretty steep though. I feel like that's unnecessary steepness, isn't it?
It definitely is for the challenge, but like
at least you get some views.
It's like so steep that it's kind of like the rock climbing part I love. So it's like when I'm like scrambling around, I feel like I'm having like I forget that I'm like going uphill and tired.
I feel that actually.
Plus there was like some slow people in front of us that like wouldn't let us pass for like the second half of it. Like I hate when people do that.
Force yourself to pace a little bit.
So we had to like slow down, and then like as soon as they were like, "Oh, you guys can go by," we were like, boom, shot right by them. So that was awesome. I think that's the steep. Like I've read online that is the steepest mile of the Appalachian Trail. I don't necessarily believe it. I think. I don't know. That's what it says online.
I remember it being
always trust the internet.
I remember being steep. I don't know if I remember being like anything steeper than I don't know. The steepest really? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like going up the Wildcat. I've heard going up the Wildcats in the Whites is like the steepest mile, but I don't fucking know. That also could be nonsense.
I definitely remember going into the Wildcats as being steeper and harder, and like a handful of other climbs. In the Whites, I forget. I read it on some guy's Pennsylvania hiking blog, so I don't know.
He probably just got that PA pride.
Yeah, man, PA like, strong.
Yeah, no, this is pretty steep. Like it's probably he probably just made it up. I don't know.
But I did say it in my Instagram to build the hype up.
Yeah, you got. If somebody said it somewhere, I mean, shit. Who knows? I'm sure nobody actually fucking knows. Like the trail changes in distance every year a little bit. Like
yeah,
come on. No, nobody actually knows. Maybe they do. They probably do. I don't know. That sounds... See, it sounds like the idea of it sounds fun. I like the challenge. I like the hustle aspect of it. I like the mental challenge part of it. But it's just the sleep. I don't know. What you've done like a couple like really like stupid long days, like just in terms of miles before, right? Like I think we talked about this before. What's the longest mileage day you've done, like in a single day, obviously?
57.
Okay.
On the Baytona Trail in Jersey.
That's a fuck ton of miles. So what do you think was harder, that 57 Jesus Christ mile day or this challenge?
That's hard to say. I don't know. Trying to think of what I would say was harder. Probably, I guess, the 57-mile day. I did the 4-state challenge, like doing all Maryland in a day. That was way harder than both of these because the Baytona Trail was like pretty flat, and like I was in decent shape for it, and I was in a good mental spot for it to where like I knew I could do it, and like I didn't have any like moments of doubt really, or like I wish I wasn't doing this. I definitely had moments of like I wish I wasn't doing this on the 4x4.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The 57-mile day was hard, but it wasn't like that bad. But that was because there was no big climbs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like there's like the hiking through New Hampshire, like doing the Wildcats, like doing all that, and the AT was like way harder than either of those for me. But
interesting. Okay. If anybody out there for some crazy reason decides to attempt this, do you have any words of wisdom?
I don't know. I don't. It's not like. Just know that your sleep is going to get messed with, and that's going to be the hardest part. And like, I know my buddies, they ran most of it because they're in better shape than me. at the moment, and they had like it was physically very like it was a lot harder than them. I know they had like some foot problems and knee pain and stuff. But if you're just gonna walk it, like just know that it's really gonna suck doing the overnight miles. But like I wanted to have those like intense like personal moments, because I knew the Kickstarter was coming up, and I wanted to like get my mind right for that and kind of mentally prepare myself for how it would go and stuff. So that's like kind of why I wanted to do the challenge when I did. So I definitely like in the night alone being miserable, like I definitely had chances to like dig deep into my brain and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I think that was a good part of it. But just know the sleep will suck.
I believe it. Dude, let's talk about the Uinta Highline. You're planning on hiking that, yeah?
Yeah, me and Tyler, who you met hiking with me in New York, we have plans to do the Uinta Highline Trail. We have no dates nailed down yet, but early September is the plan, so we can at least hopefully like miss the mosquitoes, but not have it be too cold that it's like just ridiculous. Because it's a pretty high elevation trail, probably similar to the Colorado Trail, maybe even a little higher.
You think so?
Yeah, I was just looking at it, and they're like the highest point on the trail is 13,500, so basically a 14er, and then it hangs around like 10,000. So I guess that's probably pretty similar to the Colorado Trail. Yeah,
that would. I honestly have no fucking idea, but yeah, let's go with that. Why did you go with, I always feel weird saying this, Uinta, right? Uinta Highline Trail.
Yeah, Uinta.
Uinta Highline Trail. Yeah, why that one?
Yeah, so me and my buddy Tyler, we try to, he's my ultralight hiking friend. So like we did, like last year we did the Northville Placid Trail as our big adventure. So we've been talking and trying to plan another big adventure, and he's got like a week and change to play with off of work, and with my job I can kind of do whatever I want. I just have to be able to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But so we were thinking like, what's a week-long trail? And we were thinking like John Muir Trail's ambitious for a week. Maybe doing a section of the Colorado Trail. Like the Wonderland Trail in Washington or Oregon is pretty cool. So we were looking at all those, and like I was like, oh man, they're gonna be like so crowded. I don't want to like I know I've heard like horror stories on the John Muir Trail and like the Wonderland Trail of like getting permits can be a nightmare, and there's just like people stacked up on each other. So I definitely wanted to avoid that. I definitely enjoy like the solitude of hiking, and I don't mind seeing people, but I just don't want it to be like I don't want the number of people to be a problem,
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean there, because like it would also probably suck if you didn't see like anybody, but you just don't want so many people that it's like
I don't want to fight for camp spots.
Yeah, exactly.
And stuff. Like,
exactly. That nobody likes doing that.
So, and then my I forget where I heard of it. I think my uncle was doing with his job, like was doing some work with the Uinta Brewing Company, which is a beer company out of that area. And that's how I like the mountain stuck in my head. And it's like the largest east to west mountain range in the States. And the trail like traverses it. So I was like, I wonder. And I think I like heard of the mountains. I was intrigued by them. And then I saw, I think Jupiter did this trail.
Yep.
And then that was a crazy video, or maybe it was Darwin whose video I saw. I know I saw Jupiter on it, but whoever's video, I think it might have been Darwin's video on it, was just like, wow, that looks awesome. So it made me want to do it, and it like there's
looks
like
pretty
crazy
gnarly, honestly.
Yeah,
isn't a lot of it like, I don't want to say maybe not bushwhacking, but a lot of it's like not on. Maybe that is exactly what bushwhacking is. Like like kind of bushwhacking, or just like
I think it's just not maintained great. I don't know if it's
or just like find your way, like point A to point B ish kind of thing. That's just what I've heard. I don't actually know, but
yeah, it's definitely like it's out there in Utah. Like it's hard to get to the trailheads and stuff. Like and it's like either you're in the woods or like in the lower elevation you're in the woods, and then you go up to like and the one guide I was reading, it's like tundra. mountainous tundra or something like that. So it's like very bare and like windy and crazy weather. So you like switch between the two. And there's like the weather can get it intense, I've heard, like with storms and stuff. So
yeah,
it's like Colorado. You gotta, get your hiking done early and try to get in your tent before the afternoon rain, stuff like that. So
sounds pretty gnarly. I looked into that one a little bit because I wanted to go out and do a West Coast one this year, but I don't know. I'm not trying to dissuade you, but I feel like a lot of people said, or a lot of people, not a lot of people. I saw some people saying that it might not be like the best for like a first time West Coaster ish kind of hike. Someone who's never hiked in like Colorado or any of that style. People know what I mean there. So I was like, yeah, but it's only like 100 miles, right?
It's 104. And like I've done, like Tyler lived in Wyoming for like a summer, so he did hiking up there. And then I was living in Colorado and like did like a couple 14ers and a little backpacking out there. So I'm like, not that I'm an expert or anything, but I have a little bit of experience.
Enough that you're comfortable, it sounds like.
Yeah, I've been altitude sick before. So, but it's going to be like an aggressive itinerary because we only have a week, and getting to the trailheads is kind of like a pain. I'm debating like it probably makes sense just to like rent a car versus trying to like do shuttles because you're far from an airport.
Yeah.
Or maybe just I don't know. I gotta look at the time, but it's like a 28-hour drive to there from Pennsylvania. So me and Tyler might just send it,
dude,
and just take turns driving.
That'd be gnarly.
But we'll see. I did the last time I drove home from Colorado. It's like from Denver. It was like a 23-hour drive back to Pennsylvania, and I did it in like 30 hours. So I like the ripping it across Iowa.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy. You send.
I try to.
You do. Trust me.
Thank you.
Are you gonna like film it or anything?
Yeah, I gotta get my stupid camera working again, or maybe I'll just buy a new one. But my RX 100 won't it's like it'll open the screen and then it'll be like it has to power off, and then the lens will go back in, but it won't go all the way back in, and then it's like the same death cycle of like you need to power off. So I've been trying to like, I don't know. I just gotta take it to like a place and see what they say.
You should just get a new camera, honestly.
I should just get a new camera.
I remember us talking about this a little bit at the shelter and on the NPT because I was kind of curious because I bought my first camera that I bought was an RX 100 Mark II, and I did not like it very much. And I think I remember asking you, and you didn't really know, but I'm pretty sure yours was a Mark 1. So even
cheap.
In theory, even yeah. I don't know. It's like a fine camera, but actually, I feel like I don't know how much the new ones are, like the latest one. I'm sure they're fucking really expensive, but the nice thing about that camera is it's just so small. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the point and shoots at this point. I like the big boys. The detachable lenses.
You're deep into it. I'm not.
I know.
I know about photography and all that. I'm like
a little bit.
A camera would be cool.
Yeah, that's true. You can always just use your phone too. Like fuck it.
Yeah, we might do that because I am trying to get better videos and like.
You got to on like an epic trail like that. Like no offense NPT, but I feel like this has got to be like doper. Like I don't know.
Yeah, there's the NPT. It was awesome, but it's like a lot of just the same.
Yeah,
stuff.
It kind of is.
And we hiked, but like the only view we walked by in the dark, so like we didn't even get to see that one. But yeah, no, I'm trying to do some YouTube videos on how I like on my sewing and stuff.
Yeah, you should.
I've gotten some content recorded, and I gotta put it all together. So I am trying to step it up with the YouTube. This one guy in Trail Days was really encouraging me. He's like, man, you gotta do your YouTube. Like, it doesn't, like, you just gotta start putting them out there. You'll get better. Like, you'll figure it out. You're a smart person. So
it's true. The hardest part is just starting.
Yeah,
definitely.
We're working on that, but yeah, and like just to remember the hike. Like, I'm mad because I took like no pictures and videos when I hiked the AT. And like I wish I had them, like even if like sharing, like I would love to put them online, but even just to have for myself.
Oh, dude, for sure.
To look back on. So Yeah, I'll have to do that.
I love looking back at the videos that I made like last summer of just like our short like weekend hikes, and even the NPT one. Like I love looking back on those. Honestly, that's like one of the most rewarding parts of making them. Like I never watched like my videos that are just like the talking head ones. I never watch those after I upload them, but the ones where I'm actually on trail, I've said this before, drink. Yeah, I watch those quite frequently, to be honest with you. It makes me nostalgic. But no. So that's definitely a plus. I wish I had taken more video on my AT through hike as well. I have my Instagram stories and that's about it. It's not enough. It's not enough.
Same.
It's never enough, but you live and you learn.
Absolutely.
Are you worried, going back to the elevation, are you worried about like flying out from or getting out there somehow from Pennsylvania to be all of a sudden you're like up like wicked high in these like pretty remote areas? I don't know, that the elevation seems a little sketch to me. Like I don't know how my body would react to that. I feel like probably not very well, especially if you're trying to hike big miles too.
That's like something I'm thinking about because, you know, we do have like a limited window, and like with that window we're going to try to do like 20-mile days. So getting up to elevation, getting acclimated is like a thing, and honestly I need to think more about it. Because I did the first time, or one of the first times I went to Colorado, I went from like the airport to the next morning climbing Long's Peak, and I got like messed up. Like I was puking and stuff. I couldn't summit.
Oh shit, you got it real bad.
Yeah, I was, because like literally the day before we got in there, and I was just like, dude, I'm tough. I can send it. And it was pretty rough on the way down. But then like when I moved out to Colorado, I took it a little more chill. Like I took like a day at like 5,000, and then I had a day up in the mountains, not doing anything hard, probably at like 8,000 or 9,000. And then I did a 14er the next day, and it got a little weird. Like definitely you felt the elevation, like especially over like 13. But like I didn't get sick. I didn't get a headache. I was, it was fine. So I feel like that strategy of like a 2-day acclimation would be good.
But that's tough when you're just like trying to go send a through hike,
we got a tight schedule.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got to think about that. Maybe that's definitely something I got to think about. I
don't know. Like, I feel like, are there even ways besides just the good old acclimation to get around that? Like, I don't know.
Think so. There's like medicine you can take, that I've heard doesn't really work. When we went to Peru, what actually was awesome, which you can't buy in the States, was the coca leaves. They're like the leaves that cocaine is made from, and what like it flavors Coca-Cola actually. But you can get like big old bags of those, which they're like a mild stimulant when they're just in leaf form. And like the locals will just like throw it in their lip like a chaw, and you kind of just suck on that, and that actually helps a lot with the elevation.
Interesting. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's definitely very legal to have in the States.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So but yeah, other than that, because your body literally just has to like readjust its blood like chemistry, and like I think it has to like add more red blood cells or something. I don't really know, but
sounds
like it takes a couple of days. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll have to think more about that and figure that one out.
That's one thing that I'm a little bit worried about with the Tahoe Rim Trail. If I do that, which I hopefully am, I don't know how high the Tahoe Rim Trail is. Probably maybe not quite as high. I literally
think it's a little lower, but you're still like you're definitely above like it's like 8 or 9. But I don't know.
Okay.
It's definitely a thing, though.
Yeah, fuck, I gotta... Because, we're going to be on a bit of a time crunch, too, so shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's the problem.
People do it, though. Like, people fucking fly out there from the East Coast and still get shit done, so... It's
even just, like, taking it easy on the first couple days and then just, like...
ramping up
then
after
you're, like,
that.
backloading your hike, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Like, I'd always rather do big miles in the beginning to, like...
while you're fresh.
Make the end more chill. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta think about that.
Well, I think if you did this 4x4x48 challenge, you're gonna find a way. Like, you'll be good.
I'll definitely survive. I might be a little uncomfortable, but that's all right.
That's crazy that you were like throwing up from altitude sickness one time, because like the one time I did go out there, I was in Montana, and I like was nauseous at one point on a pretty strenuous day on a fairly high mountain. I think it was like 10,000 feet, maybe. Maybe it was even less, actually. It might have been just like 8,000 or 9,000 feet, but I was not feeling good. And that's the only time I've ever experienced anything like this in my life. And at the time, I barely even knew what was going on. I just knew I felt like shit. This is a number of years ago now, so I was a little more naive, but looking back on it, I probably had some form of altitude sickness.
Oh, yeah.
I never actually threw up. I like had to stop and like I drank a lot of water, and then I felt like better after that. But fuck, that would suck to be friggin' dude.
Oh yeah, it was like I was puking and I was like dry heaving. Like I would hike like 50 steps and then puke again and then keep moving. But I was like, I gotta get down, like because I started puking at like the highest point of our climb. We got to like the last like bit of the Longs Peak climb, which is like a pretty gnarly rock scramble that was like iced out, and we didn't have the gear for it, so we turned around. It's like really good I wasn't on that rock scramble when I started getting sick.
True.
Because when we like started walking down, I just was like vomiting and like it was tough, but you know,
that's just like a thing.
Was such
a
great view.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was. That's just like a thing you just don't have to worry about over here. It's like even on the top of Mount Washington, 6,000 feet, like you're probably not going to get elevation sickness, like unless you live like underwater, which if you do, you're probably not listening to this. So it's like it's just a foreign concept to me. So that makes me interested. It makes me interested, but hopefully you'll be good, dude. We'll have to do. I'm sure we'll probably do more episodes before then too, but definitely have to do an episode afterwards so I can hear all about it. Maybe I should get Tyler on too. That'd be cool. Kyle, I can give him shit for calling me Kyle Hates Backpacking instead of Kyle Hates Hiking.
That was so funny.
Flossie still makes jokes about that sometimes.
That was so funny.
He still calls me Kyle Hates Backpacking. Not that it matters. It is funny. But yeah, dude, I'll have to get you back on and talk about that because I really don't know very much about that trail besides the ignorant fumblings I managed to get out about it today. Basically, all I said was that it's like 100 miles and maybe bushwhacking, maybe. So yeah, I'd love to learn more about it. Why don't you go ahead and do your plugs? If people haven't followed you for some reason yet, they need to. Where can they do that?
Yeah, so I'm at the Real J Youngs on Instagram. The Real and then the letter JYOUNGS, and then my small business is Riggin It Gear. So it's at RIGGINITGEAR. And then our website is r-i-g.co. And if it's cool, I'm going to pitch my Kickstarter real quick.
Go for it, man.
That we launched it last Friday, the same day Trail Days launched. It's what I've been working on for about a year now, developing. And it's the Riggin It Everything Pack. It's a fanny pack that you can... it's a very modular fanny pack. You can set it up as a normal fanny pack with like a 1-inch webbing hip belt. We have a running belt, which is like a more padded, wider one. It has a drink pocket. We were using those to carry beers around at Trail Days. There's a chest mount. You can put it on your bike, and you can put it on your backpack as like a brain. So we got all that going on. If you go to our website or either of the Instagram accounts, you can find the links to that. Check it out. We're running it from May 14th to June 17th. So we have manufactured lined up in Boulder, Colorado. So American made, American designed. And it'd be great if you could check it out. I appreciate everybody listening and tuning in.
Hell yeah. Everybody go check it out. And dude, I appreciate you coming back for all these episodes. There'll be more. Jacob is clearly a regular guest at this point, and I'm very thankful for that. But until then, dude, take it easy, and thank you for listening, everybody. I'm gonna go get a Big Mac.
Awesome. Have fun, man.
That's a great way to end the episode.